King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan.
In one of the weirdest moves I've ever seen in a rap beef, Drake last night on his own radio show drops a Kanye West Andre 3000 leaked song where Kanye on the second verse is going at Drake. Now, the verse from Andre 3000 outside of the profanity was phenomenal. I mean, Andre 3000 in rare form, dropping verses, super dope. And Drake leaked this song, which was really weird. It had Mike Dean talking about hackers on his thing. Whole situation is a mess. I actually put up a poll and I said, so is Kanye's diss Life of the Party the best song Drake dropped this year? And surprisingly, 82% of people voted yes. This situation may have backfired on Drake, considering that a lot of folks felt like this was better than anything on Drake's album, which I haven't heard yet, so I'm not gonna cap and act like I have. I've heard 2 songs from Drake's album. I honestly don't have an appetite for it. I feel like me listening to Drake's album is really gonna be for you guys and not because I want to out of enjoyment. So that's just there, right? There's my bias if you want it. Did this backfire? There were some hilarious memes I wanted to show you. And I'm gonna get into the reasons on why this didn't make the Kanye album, which more or less affirms what I've been saying all along. This was hilarious to me. Drake leaking the Kanye and Andre 3000 song and then realizing everyone's calling it one of the best songs of the year. What is the song about? Song starts with a really cool Andre 3000 verse. You'll notice that it's unedited. There's profanity on it. And Andre 3000's verse, he's writing to Kanye's mom and telling Kanye's mom if she's in heaven to talk to his mom. He had lost his parents. There's some profanity on it, so you know, hide your kids, hide your wife if you go listen to it. Then we have Kanye's verse. Kanye in rare form, blacking out. I mean, he's just barring up. We didn't hear Kanye rap a whole lot like this in a long time. And this seems like it was immediately after the group text that Kanye had Drake in. And so Kanye is, you know, talking about on GD and all these like crazy things about Drake. And so it makes sense why the song didn't make the album. I have Andre 3000's response, which again confirms what I've been saying. I think throughout this whole Kanye rollout process of people have been hypercritical of Kanye, specifically religious people. Andre 3000 says, a few weeks ago, Kanye reached out about me being a part of the Donda album. I was inspired by his idea to make a musical tribute to his mom. It felt appropriate to support the Donda concept by referencing my own mother who passed away in 2013. We both share the loss. I thought it was a beautiful choice to make a clean album, but unfortunately, I didn't know that was the plan before I wrote and recorded my verse. It was clear to me that an edited clean format would not work without having the raw original also available. So sadly, I had to be omitted from the original album release. So Andre 3000 is saying, hey, Kanye sent me the song. He didn't give me much direction. And then once I found out it was clean, I was like, I don't want to put out just the clean version, which apparently, it seems like there's just the clean version of Donda dropping. And so Andre 3000 is saying, hey, I decided to pull myself and pull the record off, which I think says a lot about Kanye's character here. Though some of you guys may disagree, here you have Andre 3000, who doesn't do a lot of features, doesn't do a lot of music. You got a really good Andre 3000 verse, and he tells you, bro, you didn't tell me it had to be clean. I don't want this to only be an edited version. I'm not clearing it. Kanye says, okay, we'll cut the song off the album. Kanye, because of the language boundary he set, seemingly lets a Andre 3000 verse go. I think this confirms what I've been saying about Kanye all along. You may disagree. Now, there is a part 2 to this statement, which I'll read to you, which is the second reason. He says, the track I received and wrote to didn't have the diss verse on it, and we were hoping to make a more focused offering for the Donda album, but I guess things happen like they are supposed to. It's unfortunate that it was released in this way, and 2 artists that I love are going back and forth. I wanted to be on Certified Lover Boy 2. I just want to work with people. That inspire me. Hopefully, I can work with Kendrick on his album. I'd love to work with Lil Baby, Tyler, and Jay-Z. I respect them all. So the second part of this is Kanye sent him the song and it didn't have a verse on it. He said it's about Donda. He didn't give him a lot of direction, which it doesn't sound like Kanye did. So Kanye has this weird duality of like, I'm just gonna let people be themselves and then I'm gonna clean it up on the back end and then I'm gonna impulsively write a diss Drake song on a song about where Andre's rapping to my mom, right? It makes sense why this song didn't come out, even though you could argue that this is arguably better than anything else we have on Donda. Potentially, I guess you can make that argument. I mean, the fans definitely feel like it was better than anything they heard on Certified Lover Boy. I'm not a Drake fan, so I don't know if I'm just hearing the Kanye bias when I'm seeing that floating on the internet, but it definitely seems like Drake completely played himself. I make this of the situation. One, Kanye is being Kanye. He's acting impulsively, which even after getting saved, Kanye still acts erratically and impulsively. That's probably a byproduct of the bipolar. When Breakfast Club, DJ Envy called Kanye a clown, some of the people from the camp, his manager, Pusha T, responded and said, we don't, it's not that we're enabling him. We tell him no all the time, but it's Kanye's business at the end of the day. It's Kanye's thing. He's driving the ship, right? So even though he has good people in his corner, like Pusha, like Boo, who's actually Akon's brother, oddly enough. I've met Boo before. Like Farnsworth Bentley, a good friend of mine, like Pastor Adam Tyson, who's been in Kanye's life, like Pastor Rich Wilkinson. Even though Kanye has solid people in his corner, he's gonna do what he wants to do, and he's probably gonna cross the line sometimes, right? And this is a byproduct of probably having bipolar, byproduct of being creative, byproduct of maybe not dealing with some of his issues. Nevertheless, I think this says a lot about Kanye's character to one, not put the song out. And I bet you what happened is he had the song, here's Andre 3000, I'm finna just, I'm just gonna impulsively write this diss song, maybe not planning to put it out. I don't know what the plan was. And then maybe they'll make another version of it with a Kanye verse that's actually aligned with the topic and whatever. But let's not cap like Kanye didn't wash Drake on his verse. The whole bit about if I hit you with a WID, you reply, yes, sir, and I'll begin writing anything you need, right? Like, I made 808s, I'm all y'all father. Like, he has some really good bars, and yes, he cussed on it, but, again, in the creative process, it doesn't sound like he's giving people parameters. It sounds like he was emotional in the mood. Do I think this song is worth a listen? If you can get a leak, they're pulling it down from everywhere. If you can listen to it, I think it's worth a listen. Just don't listen to it with your kids in the car. It's not clean. So there's that. In light of all this, I think the whole situation is really messy. I think Kanye not giving direction. I think Drake leaking it might be the biggest L of 2021. Like, you leaked it. What, you're playing chess and you're trying to bait Kanye into a response, a back and forth, but yet it kind of washes your entire album. Like, Drake, that's a bad move. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good look. Life of the Party is the best song Drake dropped in the last definitely in the last year. Again, listen, I'm not a fan of Drake. I just keep it a buck with you guys. Like, so when people are asking me, like, have you heard the Certified Lover Boy album? I've heard 2 songs, and this is just me. I'm not saying you're wrong if you listen to it. I'm just saying, listen, bro, I don't have an appetite to hear about a grown man in his 30s who is still being a big man child. Like, I don't have the appetite to sit through that. I don't. If you do, I'm not mad at you. I don't have the appetite. And I think Drake played himself. And this is telling of his character to do something like this. But then I think Kanye also played himself by leaking Drake's address. I don't think any of these guys are saints. I think these guys are all messy. I think the whole situation's messy. But I want to know from you guys. Let me know what y'all think.
Mainstream entertainment. Ruslan.
When the culture says do what you love, we respond with love what you do. You may have responsibilities that you aren't passionate about, but loving what you do means being faithful to what's in front of you, committing to excellence as if that were your greatest dream. Colossians 3:23 says, work diligently at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. Love what you do. Love what you do.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Yo, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. If you found it valuable, considering giving it a like and subscribing. This month, I'm releasing the Love What You Do collection. And to celebrate, I'm doing a 3-day virtual event to help us go from learning to love what we do to ultimately doing what we love. By the way, it's free, so hit the link in the description to grab your seat today.